Okay, guys, so one of my friends told me that I should do Creepypasta, like read it out on here since I'm awesome at reading. And usually I don't have a monotone. So, I guess I'm pretty much just gonna read out, even though you can see there's nothing here to read, except for that, but there's nothing here to read. I'm gonna, pretty much just tell you the story of one of my creepypastas I was gonna write. Okay. The story starts with a little kid, or not really a little kid, let's say he's 12, there we go. And this little kid, he's always getting bullied at school, which is mainly the start of all evil somehow, and this little kid, he was obsessed with Sharpies. He always loved Sharpies, his mom would bug him because of how many Sharpies he had. And he just loved Sharpies. And he only had one color, just like your regular black Sharpie. Not to be racist. And anyways, these kids, just kept on bugging him. And as he got older, they got more violent because they watched too many TV shows and crap and learned how to do more stuff. So after a while, it got even more violent. And this kid, he now earned the nickname of Sharpie because he only sold Sharpies and traded Sharpies and bought Sharpies when he could. Well, he's sitting in science, and these kids say, after school, we're going to beat you up, we're going to take you out and cut you up as much as we can, and we're going to bury you alive. So you can tell he's going to be scared. And he goes, okay, whatever, and he just kind of goes on. He goes and he tells the teacher, and he loved this dang teacher as his science teacher. He tells him, sir, there's these 3 kids, they're going to try and I think they're going to try and kill me. The science teacher just looks at him with a doubtful face, and, oh, you know that they're just playing around. So he just goes, oh, I guess you're right. And he starts walking outside. And he gets outside the school, he starts walking home, all alone. And all of a sudden, just the leader of the kids jumps out of nowhere. Sharpie says, oh, where's your friends at? Because the leader was the same age as Sharpie, and he knew he could beat him. He says, where's your friends at? And he couldn't talk his friends into coming with him. So they start getting into a fight, and the leader pulls out a big knife and goes to cut Sharpie and starts cutting his face. But as you know, Sharpie can still move, so he gets up and he walks away and he starts walking away, and the leader throws a knife and cuts his leg open. He falls down, and he sees the leader coming. He kicks him in the stomach, breaks 3 ribs. The leader backs away for a second, and he starts to run again with the knife still in his leg. He forgot about it. He turns around, pulls it out, and throws it back. And eventually, he runs all the way home, locks the door, and just sits there for a second. His mom comes home. What are you doing? Oh, I had this bully following me. Do I need to call anybody? No, it's okay. His mom saw the blood coming out of his leg. Says, how did that happen? Oh, I just tripped and cut my leg on a rock or something. I'll be okay. His mom still was a little suspicious of what actually happened, but just kind of went along with it and did whatever. So, that night, he's laying in bed and he's still thinking about what he did, and he doesn't know whether he should apologize or not because the leader was trying to kill him almost. So he just falls asleep, and he wakes up to banging on his window. He looks at his window, and there's a silhouette of a person with a knife. And obviously, it's the bully. He looks at his clock. It's 2:30 in the morning. He goes, oh man, starts searching for his drawers for anything to defend himself with. But, as you know, all he has is Sharpies. So he picks up the biggest Sharpie he has, and that didn't really defend him as much. The bully ended up breaking in through the window and stabbed. He injected some kind of weird liquid into Sharpie's neck, and he couldn't move. I can't remember. I think the doctors use it sometimes, and it keeps their patients still when they're operating on him. But he stabs it into his neck, and Sharpie just falls over on the ground. And he sees the bully come up to him with a knife and start cutting his face. Cutting Sharpie's face, and eventually takes this big old chunk out of his face. Not like missing bones or anything, but takes like the skin off his face. And Sharpie can't yell because he's paralyzed. But seeing his face pulled off of him, like just pulled off, scares the crap out of him, and he's starting to be able to get back his feeling. And right then the bully shows him his face, and at that moment his insanity goes out the window. He's pretty much invincible from the anger and rage. He gets up and he pulls the knife off or out of the bully's hands. Turns around and stabs him in the chest 3 times. Like one in his lung and one in the I forgot what it was called, but one like in the medium of the chest, and the second one or third one in the heart. So he dies. He falls over, and then Sharpie's he's gone insane. He knows he's going to get caught and charged with murder, and he's starting to panic. And then he just stops panicking. He looks down at the victim and bully, and he says, "I have an idea for you." He walks over, he picks up the knife, and he skins his back off of the bully. He just cuts all the ways around it and makes this big old thing, enough to cover this wall, And he starts writing down this message. He says, "My name is Sharpie. I know that you probably already know me. I am here to tell you that I have gone insane. Do not try to follow me, or you will end up dead also. I will use your skin as artwork, and I will draw a mural onto your skin in celebration of what I have done." So he pins that up on the wall, almost like a poster. And he hid out in the woods. There's a local wooded area, and he hides out in there. And he's just hiding, and he sees cop cars going by, so he knows that they're looking for him. He knows it's only a matter of time before they start looking into the woods. And he has a chunk missing out of his face, so he kind of hides his face behind a scarf, seeing as how it's winter time, and he walks in the store as a party store. And the lady asks, "Sir, are you okay?" And, "Yeah, I'm okay." And he looks at her and notices that she is almost in a panic state. He tells her, "Go to the back aisle with me. I need you to help me find something." And she kind of hesitates for a second and finally agrees. Starts walking back there with him. And he waits till nobody's around and pulls a curtain around and stabs her 3 times in the chest. And this is his trademark type deal. He will stab them 3 times in the chest. He gets the skin off of her, but since it's too public right now, he just kind of rolls it up and sticks it into his coat. And that is the story of Sharpie. Hope you liked it.